Boom, baby, boom. We got one more hour to go. Pat says Jeremy for president. Oh, thanks, brother. Ross says, I'm ready for nap time. One more hour and you have it, man. So I'm going to do just something really fun for the last hour. I'll do a quick poll. And has that been there the whole time? Let me do another poll really quick. Okay, add a poll. New. Okay, new. Poll is going to be, 1 second. Okay. What for the last hour are we going to back trade? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jose Gomez, it's time to dig in deep. This is it. This is it. What are we going to back trade for the last hour? And after we're done here, I'm gonna take a shower and then get something to eat. I'm hungry. Oh wow. Okay, I did not expect that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End the poll. And this is gonna be like some type of presidential campaign that was really, really close. So it was either Great Depression, which no one cares about, hedging with options, crypto. Crypto was the winner, 45%, 39%. And then this is your independent candidate. It's your Ron Paul. Okay. Yeah, exactly. There's your Ross Perot. All right. So we have cryptos. Got it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back trade. Bitcoin's too easy. Ethereum is too easy. We're going to go back trade Litecoin. And we're going to go back trade it on an hourly chart. And we're going to use long-term moving averages. Okay. So let's go have a good time. 2011. I wish we could go back to 2011. Let's go back to when things were getting a little saucy. 2017, 2018, late 2018, November 11th. Okay. Andy says, what platform do you use on crypto? Oh man, Andy hasn't taken our crypto course yet. Dang, Andy. Bro. Wait, last available. It's only going to give me until 2018 December. That's lame. What? Okay, whatever. Zach says no Ripple. All right. Oh, it did. What? Come on. TradingView's been a little bit glitchy recently. Okay, no big deal. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. You guys ready? Buy everything here and walk away. All right, that was easy. Oh, man. But really, though. Okay. All right, Hildy. Love you, girl. And Ira, you're awesome, man. Thanks for being here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to trade Litecoin, and we're going to take some active trades on this little puppy. What I do is I love trading on the 3-hour chart, but right now we'll use the hourly chart. And I'm going to use, let's see what kind of indicators I can use just for this one, just to have a good time. Let's use Ichimoku clouds. Nah. Volume profile. Somebody was asking about that earlier. Francis says, why 3-hour? I don't know. It's a good time frame. Okay. Ron says, all right, Jeremy, I'm gonna catch up with you in the afternoon room on Monday. Yes, sir. Really quick, how are we doing over here? Let's update this. Oh my goodness. Amazing. You guys are incredible. Incredible human beings. Diesel says, thanks, Jeremy. In real life, our donations pale in comparison to the gift of this Saturday that you have for us. Gotta run. Hey man, I really appreciate being here, brother. It's awesome. What a kind and generous thing that you're doing. Thank you. All right, guys, we have the hourly chart and we're using volume profile indicator. So got some indicators on here and we're going to go test it out. Got some interesting lines. All right, well, I can already tell you where I want to buy. Can anyone look at this volume profile and tell me where I want to buy? Yeah, I want to buy right down here, right in this like pocket of liquidity. Chris Dallas, yeah, man, take care. All right, I'm looking at buying at 3607, and I'm gonna put my stop loss below the other pocket, right here. Okay, so here's the stop loss. Perfect. So I'm trying to buy at 36, stop at 33. There we go. Let's see if we can get down there. Oh, what? The bottom fell out on Litecoin and came down to a low volume of pocket liquidity of traders? How would we ever have known that was going to happen? That's so strange. It's almost like all the volume was here at a resistance and there was nothing down here at support. Magic. Now we're not out of the woods yet. This is a little bit of a dip. So, you know, we can easily get stopped out and we have to get back into the trade. Now, if I was buying an accumulation strategy here, I would just be accumulating. That would be it. I'll just accumulate it with no stops. I mean, it's only $36 a coin. So, I mean, you could have bought, you know, $1,000 worth. And if it goes to zero, you lose $1,000, right? But we're going to actively trade it. That's going to be our practice. Okay. So we did get stopped out on that trade. All right. No big deal. So we got stopped out, which means I'm going to look for the next volume profile bank. And there we have it. Anastasia says, you're like the Darren Brown of charts. Shoot. I have no idea who that is, but I'll take it as a compliment. I'm sure Darren Brown's awesome. I would have to say thank you. All right, so here's the next spot that I'm trying to take on this relatively random volume profile indicator. Really nice double bottom right there. And you guys see that, like, this really, really big volume node down here? That's kind of where I'm looking at buying, somewhere in that range. So my stop is definitely going to be below there, but that's where I'm going to be looking to buy. Now, with this big sell-off, I can almost guarantee you that something like this will happen anyway. Some type of like accumulation or distribution. So let's see if Mr. Squiggles is close on this one. And I'm going to keep a really, really close eye on it and see if it can pull back lower, but definitely looking at buying lower on this. Okay. So here's the rotation up. There's the spike down. All right. Now let's see how much lower it's going to go, because this is a very, very nice hammer. Very nice hammer. So I'm just going to like wait it out. Let's see what the next candle. Oh, there we go. I got to. 34.40 by 33.40. $1 of risk. I already lost an R on the other trade, so now I'm here to make another R. I'm hunting for R's. R, matey. Look at that hammer. Ooh. Man, that looks good. That is looking fresh. Okay. So we got $1 of risk. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oof. Didn't work. Ow. I got punched in the face. Ow. Do I have a proper song for this song? What's a good song? No. Not yet. Don't have a proper song. Mike says, so bullish, even though you're below all the EMAs. Ooh, Mike's picking up on a strategy that we've been talking about forever. Now, here's the thing, Mike. You are correct. It is below the moving averages, and you guys are absolutely right. Shorting would be better. I don't short cryptos, though. And so that's the one small problem with that. I don't short cryptos. Now, again, if we're trading anything else, like whatever, if it's just a normal chart, yes, but I am going to try to trade cryptos like I actually trade cryptos to an extent. Full disclosure, I don't use stops on cryptos. I just accumulate them and just buy them at good prices and then sell them at high prices and then just use my capital to rebuy when it's lower. But anyway, at this particular point, I do like this volume. So we have lost 2 R's, right? Boom, boom. We lost 2 R's, but we did get filled on this secondary low. In fact, Mr. Squiggles was right. If I just left Mr. Squiggles alone, you know, remember that drawing just a few moments ago? That's that whole be patient thing. Yeah. That's that whole be patient part of trading that's always annoying. All right. So now we're starting to bounce. Well, we've already down 2 R's, so I got to make it back at least 2 R's. And this is going to take a little bit of time. This consolidation, this accumulation is going to take a bit. So what I probably would do is every time we come back down into that support, I'd probably buy a little bit more and keep accumulating. Okay. There's a quick spike lower. So now I'll be able to increase my stop loss. All right. So if we go lower, this will be the stop. And again, we can use different moving averages or different charts or that and all that kind of good second. Mark says, what about the PowerPoint? PowerPoint. What do you mean, brother? Diego says, this is a good entry. I think so. Yep, I agree. Mark says, can you email it? This PowerPoint? No, it's only 4 slides. There's nothing really here there's nothing here. No point in having that one, but I'll send you the recording of all these. Yeah. Okay. So we're in the trade and we're still in. So we've increased the stop loss. Trend is still bearish, obviously. And we're going to see if it's going to pick back up and have some bullish momentum. We're still waiting. We're still waiting. So far, still bearish, still waiting. Some volume starting to pick back up. Okay, a little bit of a pop. Diego says it's coming. It does look like it. Yeah, you're getting a lot of volume around 32.44. If it does move, the next movement will be up to here. There's absolutely something in here. You see all this small volume over here, guys? It's just a really nice void. We will get to there at some point. Right? All right, so we do have a little bit of a pop. The stop loss we've moved. Remember, we did lose on 2 trades if we're doing these active trades rather than just like accumulation. Diego says in those drops, I'd wait for the 3rd pause on the drop, the last push. Yep. Aisha says, thanks. Really enjoyed the course. Looking forward to taking more courses. Gorgeous. Jason says, can you explain why you want to target those low volume areas? Yeah, generally just because there wasn't a lot of trading action in there, which means a lot of people who wanted their orders to get filled there might not have. So if you're targeting some low volume areas on the trader's profile, like the volume profile, it just simply means that's where people want it to go to because you didn't have that many orders get filled there. Now, that's my takeaway. I don't know if that's the right answer or not, but it makes sense in my head. Oh, stopped out. Big drop. So we're down about 3 R's on Litecoin so far. Now, again, here's what's beautiful. You guys ready for this? This is going to sound so obvious and so simple and so no duh. But it doesn't take everyone years. It took me a long time to figure this out, though. It took Jason Smith forever to figure it out. It took a lot of traders a lot of time to figure this out. What am I trying to say? What are we trying to figure out? What do I keep smattering on about? I've only said it 5 or 6 times during the marathon. Don't fight the trend. If you want to go bullish, Okay. This is going to be the biggest takeaway. I'm glad I'm saving it for the last few hours. If the trend is bearish and you want to buy, since you will not buy the bottom, okay, ever, buy very, very small size positions to accumulate if you want. And then wait for the trend to be bullish to place stops. You can do that on stock. You can do that on futures. You can do that on whatever. We can't really do it on futures. You can do it on stock. You can do it on anything that you can buy really, really, really small size in. So for example, on Litecoin, right, as the stock is going lower, could you have bought on every day $20 worth of Litecoin? Right, 20 bucks here, 20 bucks there, 20 bucks there, 20 bucks there, 20. The answer is yes, right? Is 20 bucks going to make anyone here broke? No, right? But what you're doing is you're accumulating with very, very, I'm literally meaning very, very small size. Because what's going to happen is you're going to become better at this over time. You're going to be better at understanding how much to scale in and how much to leverage in and all that kind of good stuff. But if you're going to go bullish, the trend needs to be bullish. If you are trying to buy the bottom, you won't. You will always be wrong. Always. I'll repeat that. You will never buy the bottom ever. It will always go a little bit lower than when you get in. So if you're in a bearish trend and you absolutely want to trade it bullish, there are and there should be other ways. Rather than having entry and having a stop loss, either start pyramiding in, right, where you buy more as it goes lower and dollar cost average, or you just simply accumulate and buy the smallest pieces ever so often to start building a position. I'm going to pause there and see if anyone has any questions about that, because that's a massive takeaway. Seriously, that's how I've made millions of dollars over the last few years, is accumulating stocks when they're going down with very, very, very small size. If it's in a downtrend, if it's in a downtrend, if it's in a downtrend, if it's in an uptrend, okay, it's easier. It's better. You can be more aggressive. You can buy more size. You can really pile in. You can do the R strategy. You can be so more aggressive because it's in an uptrend. If it's in a downtrend, you will always buy and it will go lower. Okay. So either swing trade short, trade it short, or if you're not going to trade it short, that's fine. Then you simply need to accumulate with very, very, very small size and start tiptoeing in. Now, small size can be relative. Okay. Small size can be relative. Mark says, how long do I hold? You're going to hold it until the trend returns to bullish. And then once it's bullish, you can start placing your stops. But normally when you're accumulating with such small size that you can hold for a while. Okay. So here we go. I think that was a big learning lesson for a lot of you guys. So for me, when I'm looking at going bullish, when the trends are bearish, I'm waiting for it to get above this bear volume. I'm waiting for the bears to be trapped. I'm waiting for people who are shorting, who do want to go lower. I'm going to wait for all of them to do all the things. Okay, so let's just kind of keep going until we can get a close above really big bear volume. Now, again, if you're accumulating in here, beautiful, but this is a close above big bear volume. Okay, now we're above all the moving averages. Alejandro says, but can you buy for long-term when it's going down? Yeah, exactly. Just like I mentioned a few seconds ago, Alejandro, if you're doing that, you are buying with very small size. So if you're doing it with stock, buy 1 share a day or 1 share a week or 20 bucks a week. Okay, so yeah, the answer is absolutely. You can buy for long-term when it's going down. Absolutely can. But just do it with small size. If you have a $100,000 account, don't take $90,000 and buy on day one. Francis says broker fees would kill you in the UK. No, just get a good broker. Interactive Brokers works in the UK, Francis. So, just get a good broker. That's my answer. Okay. So this is where I'm going to be buying some. This is the good close above that bear volume. I'll buy halfway into this candle a little bit as well. So I'll buy halfway into that candle. And if we start coming down here, I'll buy a little bit down here as well. Now you'll notice, you see how the moving averages have turned bullish? Right? So that's where you can start having your risk reward. That's where you can start having your stop losses. Okay, so there you go. So Francis, if you can't accumulate because of brokerage fees, right, and you don't think it's worth it, then wait for it to get above the moving averages, wait for the trend to change, and then start going bullish. Easy. Simple, simple. Then you can start placing your stops. Then you can start getting in on pullbacks. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we're in some, right? We're in the top portion. We'll see if it pulls back to the other two portions. All right, there's the second portion filled. Third portion is filled. All right, so we got the third portion, first, second, and third portions on that would be filled. So now we're waiting. We can draw a little bit of a trend line in here. So again, remember, this is on an hourly chart. I did mention that I do prefer Litecoin on a 3-hour chart, but you have a really, really good triangle pattern here. So that triangle is going to make it that's going to make for a fun triangle. So if it breaks out bullish, awesome. Right? It can also break out bearish. That's also totally fine. But if it does, no big deal. And if it doesn't, not also fine. Okay. So it's starting to break down. We can see the triangle, a little bit of volume. So our stop loss is still in place. So again, this is the hourly time frame. All of these, every single one of these candles is an hour. Okay. Now we got a good pop. We've been in the trade really not that long. We've been in the trade 5 days. 5 days on crypto, because each one of these candles is an hour. There's 24 hours in crypto. So we can move the stop a little bit, start risking, again, trend is kind of bullish, and we can start targeting where we were, or again, if you're just accumulating your positions, you can still be accumulating, right? Can you still be buying $20 a day worth of Litecoin down here? If that was your strategy? And the answer is, of course you could. Yeah, sure. Why not? Or $100 a week or whatever else. Like, you could still be doing that. Or you could just be actively trading it. It's up to you. You get to choose. You can't actively trade anything. You can't actively trade everything. There's only 24 hours in the day. And those hours are precious, right? Time is your only true asset. Time is your only true asset. So you can't be in everything. You can't actively trade everything. Sometimes you have to accumulate. Some things you have to put on the back burner. Some things need to be slow, steady. And some things can be more aggressive and more active. All right. So we are in. We had a little bit of a pop. Okay. So we're still kind of waiting. And let's press play and see how long it does take before we end up getting up into these areas up here. Let's find out. Let's see if it goes down to support first, or if it starts to bounce first, or if it goes up to the target, but we'll just press play and just see. Okay, so we would have, there's the trap right there. So if you have stop losses, there is an absolute mean trap on Litecoin. And again, I've learned lessons from back trading cryptocurrencies. I've gotten it. I understand it. I see it. I do it on bigger time frames. This is why. This is why I do it on bigger time frames. 99.9% of the world doesn't know what Litecoin is. So the liquidity is going to be a little bit weird, but it's still the same. We're not even in this trade. This is not even a real trade, and we still got wicked out. Right? This is a fake example. This happened years ago, and you still got wicked out. So what does that mean? What does that say? Well, it says that you have to learn lessons. You have to spend a little bit of time backtracking so you can start learning. You can start learning different markets and how the stocks move and how the markets move and how the individual pieces move. Right? If you have your stop in there, you're selling, right? The broker needed to fill some more sell orders. So they drove the price down there to fill all of your sell orders. It can also mean that if you're sitting there watching it after the fact, you're able to go, wow, imagine you didn't have a trade. Imagine you had no trade at all and you saw this ginormous hammer, right? Didn't see it and you saw this huge hammer, and then you could go take that trade after the trap has come in. I do that very, very frequently on futures. Like I talked about that earlier. With futures, very often I will wait for the trap to come in and then go do the trade. So there's lessons to be learned here. I've learned a lesson on cryptocurrencies. I'm not that good at short-term trading. I'm not. Because it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It never turns off. So I'm not good at very, very small time frames, like 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, hourly chart's a super small time frame. I'm not that good at it. And I've learned that through practicing it. That's the only way I've learned it. I learned it by doing this, by back trading it. And I was like, wow, okay, that's a revelation. So let me do larger time frames. Let me practice on larger time frames and see if I can become a little bit better. And if I can zoom in here to a 3-hour chart, it's like, oh, that automatically clears it up so much for me. It clears it up so nicely. Now I can just see so much more. It's so much more clean, right? I can draw support resistance. I can really see my levels nicely. You got a nice trend line there. Beautiful trend. Now you're in a support resistance zone. You got some weakness. You need to be buying down here, selling up here, accumulating at these levels. You're still below your long-term moving averages, right? Those are acting as a resistance. So you're not above them, which means you're not in a bullish trend, which means if I am playing it, I'm just accumulating still. I'm still not actively trading it. I use my long-term averages on a 3-hour chart. This is my gift to you. If you're trading Litecoin, just take my 7,400 hours of doing this and learning that, oh yeah, it works better on a longer time frame. You're welcome. So now when you're able to see this, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. This doesn't work on a big time frame. Got it. So for example, I'm going to wait until we get above all the moving averages. Okay, let me delete that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to wait till we get above all the moving averages to do anything directional, right? Otherwise, I would just be accumulating down here and just being as patient as I can because we're sideways. Okay, so we're at some resistance, accumulation station. All right, so maybe you're buying 20 bucks worth or something like that, potential breakout, possible retest. We're starting to get back above the moving averages, which is nice. So again, now that I have all this data for me, it's like, okay, I'll buy a little bit there off of that moving average. I'll buy a little bit more off of that moving average. I'll definitely buy more at this support if we come down to this support. And then I'll set up one final pyramid just in case the market makers try to stop me out again down here. Right? Buy more as it goes lower. And then have your stop loss in place if you want to have a stop loss, or if you're doing an accumulation like absolute zero style strategy. Beautiful hammer, inside candle, still below the 200. Second hammer into the 100. Amazing trade. Third, filled. Fourth, should fill any second. Oh, didn't quite get there. Man. Now, again, what's the point of a top pyramid? The point of a top pyramid is what if it keeps going, right? What if you want to get in a little bit and it doesn't pull all the way back and just kind of like keeps rocket shipping up? But what's amazing is, remember Andy earlier, Andy said like, hey man, how do channels form? How do people buy down here? I was like, imagine you had a robot and your robot was buy at 30, sell at 33. You know, if that was your robot, is that working, by the way? Whoever turned that strategy on is like, yeah, it is. That's human emotion. That's us being able to look at this chart and go, wow, I can see that. That's crazy. Sammy says, I love channels. They're so cool because look at that beautiful bounce off of that support. Look at that double bottom. That thing is the most gorgeous double bottom I've ever seen in my life. Retest the neckline. So good. Pop. Man, if this thing breaks out right now, it's going to be amazing. And that's a big, big, big if. That's a big if because we're right back at the resistance. We're right back at 33. Literally the high of this candle, 33.21. We're right back at 33. Someone's algo did 30 to 33 again. They just made 10% return again. Type in a 6 if this is insane. In fact, if you think this is insane, make sure you go to the Real Life Trading crypto channel. We do have a crypto channel where people are actively trading this stuff, or they're also accumulating it. So if you want to be a part of the crypto channel, dive in. Right? So we do have active trades. We do have longer term positions. We do have accumulation strategies. We do have pyramids. There's a lot of memes in here as well. And this is a great way to play because cryptos and generally most everything kind of guides you and teaches you and allows you and shows you how to accumulate, how to buy low, all those good things. So I love this candle pattern. The moving averages, by the way, are starting to squish. They're starting to consolidate, which is really, really nice. We're really sideways. And man, I'm telling you, we break out of this pattern, it's just going to absolutely, it's going to pop. Boom. There it is. Yes. Yeah. That would have been nice. Would have played that little pop. I mean, just could feel that compression. Look at that volume too. Man. So good. Now we're coming for that upper target up in here. Probably going to retest the next candle. Yep, there's the retest. That makes sense. Here's the pullback, right? Because all the noobs are buying up here. You guys know that, right? When you get all that kind of bull volume after a breakout, after a huge move like that, that's usually a bad thing. I'm sure you guys know that. I'm not teaching anyone here that it's not new for you guys. Especially if like the biggest bullish volume that you got at the highest move that is made in like the last few months or years or weeks. I digress. Okay, so we've retested, full on retest. Not that we didn't think that was going to happen or anything. And we're slowly grinding, big spike down again. Right? And we're able to see, like, look how well it's interacting with those moving averages. Look at that spike down, and there she goes. And check it out. The moving average is crossed. You got to spike down to the moving average on the 3-hour chart and then the massive pop. Do you think that analysis, that piece of knowledge right there is going to help you in your crypto trading from here on out for the rest of your life, at least on Litecoin? And the answer is yes, it can, it will. I've made hundreds of thousands of US dollars trading Litecoin. You know, just actively trading it, just like accumulating it when I want to accumulate, getting in when it's in a bear market, looking for a good sideways level, buying low, selling high, waiting for good pullbacks, and then getting in. Simon says more with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Yes. Litecoin's my well, I shouldn't say my least trade. I would say Stellar, Lumen, and Litecoin. I've made great money off of both of those, but definitely those are the smallest. Dash is probably in the middle because I just got really lucky when I started trading Dash. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum are my two biggest crypto wins. And Javier's starting to get it. Javier's got it. He said, wait a minute, this is not just on crypto. This is on everything. Yeah. Yeah. This is on everything. Incredible stuff. This analysis and all of it works on everything. Yep. It's the practice, it's the understanding of the candles, it's the understanding of the wave structure, it's the understanding of volume. It's knowing when you get a big bear volume spike like that down into support, that it's probably a buying signal. When you get ginormous bullish volume that breaks out after a new high, after it made a big move, it's probably a good time to sell. All of this works on everything, just not all the time. Mike says, this has reinvigorated my trading. Yeah, bro. Andy says, when do you think the US market will go 24 hours for stocks? I've been saying that it's going to happen in a decade, but I've been saying that for the last 5 years. So I guess I only have 5 years to go, but it might not ever happen, but I'd be surprised, man. I'd be surprised. I'm going to say in my lifetime, that's a terrible answer. That's like one of those like, oh, I just want to say it to be right. You know? So yeah, maybe 5 years just seems too soon. Yeah, it just seems too soon. So I would say I'll just say another decade from now. See if that works. Matt says, would you sell here? That's a great question. So again, obviously it's all going to depend on a whole manner of things, right? A whole manner of things like, are you trying to cash flow? Are you trying to accumulate? Do you want to be in long term? Why are you in? How are you in? How much are you in? What's your risk profile? What was the reason, the rationale for you getting into the trade? All those things do need to be kind of considered before getting in, for sure. Would I personally sell here? It depends if I need to buy something, and that thing, I had some money in Litecoin I need to sell to make that happen. So it would depend, man. Probably not, but most likely not. Most likely not. I would hold, wait for the retrace, and then there we go. Now you can sell a little bit. Ronnie says that happened on Doge, a big spike and then a dump. Yep, that's because that's all the noobs. All the noobs. Noobs buy very high. So anyway, that's a beautiful, beautiful trade, guys. I mean, we got some of this at 30 and that's at 42. Okay, that is a magnificent move. Magnificent. That is a 40% move in a month. So do I think everyone here should be in cryptocurrencies? Oh, that's a great question. Let me answer that with a resounding most likely yes. You don't have to be in everything. You shouldn't trade everything. You don't have to be in everything. You don't have to be in cryptocurrencies. I will send you unapologetically my referral link so that I can get $10 of free Bitcoin if you do. I think you should be in cryptocurrencies, and I'm in cryptocurrencies. I think they're very fun to trade. I think they're brand new. If we go to a daily chart and just kind of zoom out, like this is a chart right here on Litecoin 2019. This was the beginning of the end. Look at that double bottom, the beginning of the end of the downtrend. So this is 2 years ago. This was the start. This exact candle. I remember this candle. This exact candle was the start of the reversal on Bitcoin, on Litecoin, and all cryptos. 2019, perfect double bottom out of support. That was the beginning of the reversal. So what we just traded was the bottom of crypto winter. Since then, it's been all roses and sunshine. Now, a lot of you have questions about, look at that move. Oh, That was so good. I mean, I was in that too the whole time. Oh my goodness. And again, unless my math is off, and it's not, that's a 200% gain. 200%. Cryptos. Weird. Mike says, so use TradingView for charts and use Coinbase for trading. Yep. That's exactly right. That was the run up in June. So this was a really, really nice pump in June. That's when I was in New York City for one of the first money shows. So yes, I went to a new money show, and this is about to be the top. So literally everyone in their world, everyone, their mom was like, "But cryptos are back! Oh, it's gonna go to 1 million. This is it!" Ah. And man, like the energy was insane. Everyone was talking about Litecoin. Everyone was in Litecoin. Everyone knew about Litecoin. Everyone was talking all about Litecoin. Every booth that you can imagine was like, "Here's a special indicator to make $1 million on Litecoin." I was like, oh, "I guess this is the top." Guess the top is in. So I sold a lot, most of it in 2019 in June. And so then we absolutely just tanked. And then we eventually pull back, and we get back down into the 50s and 40s again for a second time. And that's where I start doing it again. What do you guys think? Do you think it pays to study charts like this? Do you think you could make millions of dollars on the next big stock or crypto move by studying these charts and understanding the wave structure of these things? Because the reason that I put the Great Depression in here is I studied the Great Depression. I'll show you guys how to do it before we go. I've backtraded the Great Depression more than you've watched The Office. And I know how these wave structures work. And I know mathematically that Litecoin from its high dropped 94%. And then it recovered. From its lows of 94%, it went up 500%. And I was extremely confident that it would do that because I studied the Great Depression. This is how you can do it as well. Go to the Dow Jones, go to the daily chart, and type in 1922. And you can go all the way to the back, all the way back. And you can study this chart in line form. And you can see what the Great Depression looks like. You can trade it. You can practice it. You can play the roaring 20s and you can make all the money. And then you can see how massive we went down. And you can see how we interacted with the long-term moving averages. And you can see that in the Great Depression, the markets went down 88%. And then after an 88% move, they increase from the bottom to the top 357%. Then they had a bigger drop, and then they accumulated for a long time, and then they went higher. Does this pattern look identical to anyone else other than me, or am I an idiot? Is it the same thing? Is it the markets repeating themselves over and over and over again? Do you have goosebumps? Because you should. This is some of the most incredible stuff on planet Earth. And I want to show you how to do it. I want you to be a part of it. I want you to show and teach everyone you know how this stuff works because it's legitimate. It's an opportunity for us to change the world together. We can. If enough people know this, we can become incredibly wealthy together. We can change environments. We can change communities. We can change districts, countries, counties, cities, states, continents. Emily says, I didn't even know TradingView had data that went back that far. Hashtag mind blown. Yes. I love it. And I am so thrilled to be a part of all this with you guys. What an amazing marathon it's been. We're coming to the last 15 minutes where I want to answer any questions that you guys have and help any way I can. Mike says, I'm months into my career. Sometimes my brain hurts with the vast amount of information flooding in. I absolutely love it. Can't wait to reflect back in a few years to see all that I've learned. Yeah, exactly. Joseph says, build your army. Let's build it. Let's go. Let's go do amazing things. Let's go do amazing things. Let's see where we are on our gift for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. 129 people have donated. We have $12,500. I'll post this link again in the chat pane. If you have not given, you feel that this was worth at least some time, throw in whatever amount of money you're comfortable with. I'm donating all of this. I honestly, obviously, you know that, but all this money will be donated to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I'm really, really thrilled. I would one day hope that we have the opportunity to find a cure for such a terrible disease. Sybil says, thanks for a wonderful, mind-blowing day. I've been to 1 or 2 backtraining marathons, and this is the best. Can someone please post the link again so I can donate? Absolutely. Yep. So thanks for asking, Sybil. I'll send it again to you directly. But yes, thank you for being here. And I think the reason that you liked it the best is because you're better, richer, smarter than you were when it was here last time. We've grown so much together. This is the 3rd annual one. So it's amazing that you guys have been here the whole time. And Chris says, I had lymphoma in 1993. Glad to donate. My man. And you're one of those people, Chris. I know you know that, but you're one of the people for the reason that I took upon this challenge. I know that, you know, me and you work closely together every day, and you've told me that story many, many times. And I think it's inspiring that you beat one of the hardest, most crippling cancers known to man. These two, and it's the fact that you not only beat it, but you're thriving is just one of the most next level things. Like, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine myself being in that situation, and you doing that is outstanding. Jose says, can we copy the link and post it on our own page? Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to. Tharun says, I learned so much and got to contribute to a great cause. What more could you ask for? Yeah, exactly. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll end with a really good story. I like to end almost all of my presentations like this to a really good story. So I'll share a story of the friend of mine who came to Nashville. This gentleman also battled, you know, and survived and is surviving leukemia. And this particular friend of mine, who I've known now for a year, came up to Nashville about 7 months ago and wanted to work with me and spend time with me and do this exact thing that we're doing right now, just backtraining and backtraining and backtraining and practicing and practicing and getting better and better and better at charts and just figuring out ways to better our lives through the stock market, through cash flow, through creating, through growth. And he said, he's like, hey man, I want to go on a run with you. He's like, it's been one of my dreams to go on a run with you. I think it's to be really awesome. Let's go do it. He goes, but don't make me do anything too hard. Because I have leukemia, you know. That's a valid excuse, I guess. I was like, yeah, man, okay, we'll take it easy. So during this time, I also had no surgery. No surgery, meaning like they went in and cleared out my sinuses so that I could potentially breathe better, because I've never breathed that good through my nose for the last like 20 years of my life. And so I also had like plugs in my nose at the time while doing this, but you know, it was one of those things where why not? So we go on this run and we get a mile. At this point in time, we're kind of like walking, jogging, walking. We're not doing kind of a crazy run. I looked to him. I was like, okay, man, here's what I need you to do. I want you to make a decision right now. I want you to make this decision to become the best version of yourself, the most powerful version that you've ever been in your entire life right now. And I want you to make a decision. You can choose this decision. It's up to you. But you have two choices. Choice number one, you either turn back and go home the exact same way we came, or me and you are going to run up this hill together. But there's one caveat. If you go up the hill, you cannot stop running until you get to the top. You can't stop. There's nothing. You can go as slow as you want, but you can't stop running. You have to move your legs. You can't walk. You can't stop that jogging motion. You have to run. You have to jog in place, whatever you have to do. You just can't stop. Are you in or are you out? He's like, dude, I'm not a runner, bro. I can't run. I've never been a runner my whole life. But if I'm going to come to Nashville and be with you and be in your world, I'm going to do what you do. You run, I run. I said, let's go, leukemia boy. Let's do it. He said, all in. So we start running. Now, whatever hill you're imagining, make it a little bit steeper, because this is a steep hill, guys. This is a serious hill. And you also cannot see the top. So for you guys who are listening or watching this, the hill is about a mile long. It's a mile long hill. It's a very, very steep hill. It would be absolutely a double black diamond hill if it was covered in snow. And it's really, really close to Nashville, Tennessee. It's right next to where I'm living. And what was incredible is this guy literally did not stop until the very, very top of the hill. And guys, I was absolutely blown away. I was like, what? Are you serious? Not a runner, has leukemia, has never run up a hill in his entire life, probably that steep. And didn't stop. I was watching the entire time. I made up the hill in about nine minutes. And it took him 12 and a half. 12 and a half minutes to go up, honestly, one of the steepest hills that I know in Nashville. Being serious. Extremely steep, a mile long, not stopping, with leukemia. Why am I bringing that up? Eric, you said it best, man. Faith over fear. My friends, dig in. Realize that you're going to die one day. It's going to happen to us all. Live your best life. Do the things that you want to do. Live abundantly, give generously, donate profusely, smile often, hug all the time, be around people that motivate you. And whatever fears you have, whatever excuses you have, that's what they are. They're fears and they're excuses. If you say you can't, you won't. If you say you won't, you can't. If you say you don't, you won't. Just move the mental hurdle out of your way, replace it with something better, something stronger, something more fulfilling, a cause, a mission, a purpose, because it's all mental. Everything that's holding you back is some unfortunate subconscious story that you told yourself, I can't do this because insert excuse. The mind's a very, very powerful deal. So, my friends, what an amazing 7 hours this has been. We have raised as a team together, all of you, every single one of you are here. You're here right now. In one day, look what we've done. Look what we've done. Outstanding. Thank you for your time. That is the most we've ever raised in one sitting in one back trading marathon ever. Last year we did over $8,000 for charity for the homeless. The year before that, I think we did $3,000 for the exact same charity. Incredible. And you don't have to put it all on your shoulders, right? You don't have to bear the whole weight. Tell whoever you want about this. We will get this goal. We will hit that number. It will be by the end of June, most likely. But I really appreciate you sharing your time with me today. I truly, truly enjoy your energy and your love and your devotion and your caringness. I hope to see all of you in Lake Tahoe. That's gonna be the next time that we're gonna do this together. If you guys think that this is fun online, just wait to do it in person. It's even better. It's even more brilliant. Dang, man, I appreciate you guys. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful to be a part of a tribe that cares this much about other human beings. Anastasia says, do you bring the music? Yes, definitely. Definitely. Javier says, thank you, Jeremy. My absolute pleasure, brother. Dennis says, thank you so much for a fantastic and educational, inspiring course. You're so welcome, my dear friend. Good night from the UK, Francis. Sleep well. You are a thrill of a person. Casey says, you get the dancing to go with the music in person. Yeah. Patrick says, can I ride a yacht in Tahoe? We're going to rent out a boat of some kind for sure. It's going to be a good time. Henrique says, good night from Denmark. Good night. Rick says, when will the recording be up so I can access it for review? It'll be up later tonight. Michael says, thanks, Jan. Dude, you're so welcome. You got it. Amazing, amazing stuff. I have 3 more minutes. I'm not going to shut off until 3 more minutes. What questions do you have? Does anyone have any last minute questions? Anything else you want to say? Just other giant hugs. Ronnie says, greetings from Spain. You are changing lives across the world. Hey, I appreciate being here, Ronnie. By the way, if you could do me a favor and email my buddy, Dean at reallifetrading.com. He lives in Spain. So we do have, yeah, shoot him a message. D says, boy or girl, we should do a poll. Baby Newsome coming September 2016. Eric says, if we ever meet, can I get a hug? Yeah, dude, without question. Marty says, when does season 2, episode 3 of Broke to Woke come out? Check that iPod, iCast, Apple iTunes. It is out right now. Came out yesterday. Ross says, are you doing a retreat in Nashville in September? No, we won't be doing September because that's when baby Newsome was born, but we will be doing, I will be going to Turks and Caicos in October. Yep, Turks and Caicos in October. So we won't have a 2016 Nashville event, but we will have a international wealth consciousness. So thrilled for that. Darian says, are you coming back to Miami? It'll be a few years, I'm sure, before we have another retreat in Miami. We do have one planned for Atlanta in January. So it'll be close to Miami, not the exact same, but close. All right. Ah, so good. Marty says, congrats on the baby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. John says, September 2016. What did you back test that? September 2016. I didn't have, well, I have definitely back tested September of 2016. But I don't have to back test it too much because I also was trading during that time. So I know very, very clearly that crazy, crazy 2016 chop. Right. You had Brexit over here, August of 2015, and then you had the double bottom of 2016. Then you had Trump election in November. Yeah. So that was all burned in the brain. Rick says he's saying that because you said September 2016, not September 2021. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Jose says, when does baby Newsome start back trading? Oh man, I'm not sure, but probably, probably 2, 3 years. It'll be a little bit. All right, team. I love you so much, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for pouring in 7 hours of a back training marathon on a Saturday. You are incredible. I love you so much. Go enjoy the rest of your day. You guys rock. Goodbye.